folks, this is Vincent Adderley with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to check out Company of Heroes, the board game. So, we unboxed this bad boy a couple of days ago along with some of the expansions. Today we're actually going to try and play it. First and foremost, this is our first time playing. We are going to use the advanced rule set because there's a lot of cool stuff in there, but we may get a rule wrong or two. I took some notes, though. I'm hoping that we get stuff right. We'll have to see how that goes. So, this isn't everything, okay? The camera can't fit everything in the picture. As far as what you're not seeing, and this is heavy, by the way, there's a bunch of stuff in here that, yeah, this box is huge, okay? There's just lots of stuff in here. There's little miniatures for the various weapons that are, like, the weapons that you can attach to your infantry squads. These are the vehicle plates that you set them on. There's some extra, there's actually timers in here so players don't take too long when they're taking their turns. There's like status die, like you can make units have more cover or experienced or stealth. You can pin them with the red ones or other status effects. There are numbered dice in here which help you keep track of the building's health. Every building starts at 4. Now, the game does not come, the core game, does not come with these buildings. I also received, as part of my press pack, the Terrain Pack 1, and that's where these come from. Again, refer to my unboxing video so you can see specifically where everything came from. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here that you're not seeing. I am playing as the Soviets over here, and she is playing as the US over here. Of course, they didn't fight in World War II. They worked together to thwart Germany, but in this scenario, we're just going to go ahead and play whatever, okay? It's not historically accurate, is what I'm trying to say. So for those of you that have not played the video game, Company of Heroes and Company of Heroes 2, Company of Heroes 2 and 1 are real-time strategy games where you pick a faction and your goal is to earn resources, manpower, fuel, munitions, so that you can construct new buildings and then purchase units and then move them out into the battlefield in order to capture victory points in order to win the game. There's also an annihilation mode in the video game where you can completely try and just wipe out your opponent and does away with the whole victory point thing altogether. I do believe the board game has that mode in here too, but I didn't really look into that. What we're going to play today is one of the smaller maps from the mission booklet. The mission booklet has tons of information in it, but we are playing on the, I think the name of it is the Troy Ponce West panel. It just says DuPont small map. I'm guessing that's like the name of the scenario is DuPont, and it's a small map. Team 1 spawns down here, Teams 2 spawns up here, and it tells you where to put the resource points on the map and the victory point points on the map. The map does come with symbols hard-coded on them already, but you can use them if you want. But in a particular scenario, it'll tell you to use these instead. So we have these little stands. Again, this is as part from the Terrain Pack 1. So these are on here. And we're going to be trying to capture these with our units in order to gain resources. Okay, so what am I talking about resources? Well, each player has one of these tracker boards here. And as the Soviets, I've got this side here, and my incomes are in the upper part, and my stockpiles are on the bottom part. So as I capture points on the map, my incomes will go up, and then depending on where my incomes stand at a certain part of the round, our stockpiles will go up or down, depending on what we're earning or selling or what have you. So we're going to be adjusting incomes and then earning stuff in our stockpile and spending stuff in our stockpile. As part of the advanced game, players can also choose a card for their commander. Like the video game, commanders provide some kind of bonus to your team, and then in this game you're going to be spending experience that you earn in order to unlock different portions of the card, and then you can call upon these special abilities. Experience is earned a couple of ways, mainly by damaging enemy units and destroying enemy units. We're going to be earning these experience cubes and putting them into our experience box. Then we can spend them to track that we've unlocked the first tier, second tier, third tier, and so on by adding more cubes. So when we've put all 4 cubes here, we've unlocked all 4 sections of our commander card. The cost to unlock a section is in the upper left-hand corner, which is represented by this little medal here, 1, 1, 2, and 2 for me. And hers is 2, 2, 2, and 2. So hers is probably a little bit more powerful than mine because mine are cheaper, but so it goes. So anyway, players also have building cards along the bottom. I'll quickly show you what those look like. Players start with a headquarters building and the other 2 are face down, but they can buy these buildings later, flip them over, and then purchase more units. But players in the beginning will only be able to purchase, in my case, conscripts, mortar teams, or the scout car, whereas Ida Lee can only purchase riflemen, mortar teams, and the Willys Jeep. As we play the game, though, players will be able to spend the resources on the bottom right-hand corner of these face-down cards in order to flip them over, and then buy from this card, or flip this over and buy from this card. Certain factions have to build these in a particular order. So, for example, this armor building here requires the tier 2 building to be built first, whereas other factions can get away with buying the tier 3 first, but there's a bonus if you don't. So, for example, it says on the bottom of Ida Lee's American faction, or the U.S. faction, Battalion Command Post Building 3 of 3. It says down here, it costs 2 manpower and 6 fuel if you do not build this first. But if you do build this first, it's 2 manpower and 5 fuel. So she has to pay an extra fuel in order to unlock this building first, but it's an option for her if she wants to do that. So players get these buildings. The headquarters is face up in the beginning, but again, you can spend resources to unlock more units as you continue playing the game. You start on one side, your opponent starts on the other. You got these reinforcement points via these arrows here, and you've got like a spawn area. The mission booklet will tell you where your spawn area is, but basically these hexes right in front of her and in front of me are spawn points. And anytime we retreat a unit, they will also automatically head back here. Like in the video game, you can tell infantry to retreat, and they'll break a pin and run and try and get back to the beginning where they spawned in order to possibly refresh and the like. So anyway, I've set up the board based on the mission booklet. In the beginning of the game, we get 2 units from our headquarter cards. We get 2 green units. So there's 4 different units in this game. There's green, yellow, red, and purple. And green units are typically like infantry. Yellow units are like light vehicles. Red units are heavy vehicles. And purple units, I believe, are buildings? No, purple units must be something else. I'll have to see what they are in a little bit. Purple or special, I just don't remember what they are. So anyway, so there's that. There's different units in the game, and they all are resistant to certain damage types. So let's say that an infantry tries to attack another infantry. There's a little dash here that says, okay, it's an automatic hit. That means there's no shield. But if this green unit, an infantry, tries to attack a tank, the tank is resistant to that. So the tank is going to get to roll a defense die in order to try and block that damage. And we'll get into combat in a little bit. So different unit types have different resistances is the takeaway from that. You've got a bunch of stuff down here. These are our CP cubes, command points. We'll be using these to track movement on the board. These orange cubes track damage on vehicles. The green ones she's got are part of her CP. The dice here are used for rolling attack and for rolling defense. Not only do you have like symbols on these dice, but you also have colors. Typically, when you're rolling defense, green are automatic hits, blacks are automatic hits, and reds are a fail. Or I'm sorry, I have that backward. When you're rolling defense, rolling a green or black is good, meaning you block the damage, and then red is bad, that means you did not block the damage, typically. High explosive damage in the advanced rule set, which is this little explosion. If you use that explosion type or that damage type, you have to roll to see whether or not you actually hit in the first place. Yeah, so there's a lot of rules here, and I'm probably confusing the heck out of you at this point. So a round plays out something like this. Let me go ahead and grab one of these 3 rule books down here. So there's a maneuver phase where we determine turn order, and then we spend 3 command points per player, alternating between the players until all 9 are spent or forfeited. Now it says here what you can do with that CP, but it's not the full list. I actually had to go through the different rule books and write down what you could do during the maneuver phase to spend CP. For example, entering a building costs 1 CP. Using any units with a repair icon on their building board, like this unit here has a wrench. Any building with a wrench symbol can build defenses, meaning like barbed wire or the sandbag. And these are terrain pack 1 items. Caltrops, I think. Well, not caltrops. These are like tank traps. Caltrops are much smaller than that. Anyway, so you can also, in the advanced rulebook, machine gun teams have to spend CP in order to pick up their heavy machine gun and move, or 1 CP to actually deploy it. In the basic rules, you don't have to worry about that, but in the advanced rules, you do have to spend CP to load and unload your machine gun teams. In the advanced version, tanks, the red hearted units, they have to actually shoot the direction that they're facing unless they have a rotating turret. And they also get 1 free rotate on a hex before they move. Again, this is more advanced stuff, and we'll get into that as we play, but long story short, there are other ways to spend CP that is not listed on the back of the rulebook here, and I tried writing as many down as I possibly could. Once players are done spending CP, they move on to the damage phase, and this is where machine guns can possibly pin anyone within their area automatically. You assign damage, meaning that you pick targets assuming that you're within range, and we'll get to damage when we get there. And then any defense dice that need to be rolled will be rolled. We'll apply damage as necessary. Units that are hit, like infantry, we remove the miniatures from the tray. Here's a quick look at that. The number of miniatures in one of these plastic trays is equal to their health. So if an infantry that you're fielding has 3 health, you're going to put 3 miniatures in the plastic tray. If it's like a machine gun team, you're going to want to use one of those gray ones back here in addition to these to show that they're a machine gun team or a mortar team or what have you. But whenever a unit like this takes damage, you remove the miniatures from the tray. When a vehicle takes damage, you track it with these orange cubes here. So players will be assigning damage here, and then during the supply phase, you're going to look and see what flags have been captured. You're going to adjust incomes. You can also spend resources to purchase new units in your spawn area or to unlock new buildings so that you can then purchase different units. And then repairing and reinforcing. Any units that happen to be on your reinforce point or adjacent to it will get a repair, meaning that either 1 damage cube will be removed from a vehicle or one of your units will rejoin your tray. Like if you have 3 units on a tray and your max health is 4, then you can add a 4th unit to that plastic tray. That's reinforced. Some units also have like a health symbol on it, like this Willie's Jeep has the health ability. Adjacent allied units can reinforce. This unit can capture points. So this Jeep here can also heal her units that happen to be nearby her during the supply phase. So there's a lot of things here. I can't cover everything within, it would take too long. So we're going to play and remember as many of the rules as we possibly can and just experience this for the first time. In the beginning, we get to choose 2 units and put them out here in our spawn point. So I'm going to choose 1 conscripts and 1 mortar team. Okay, and as combat happens, we will explain how that all works. Typically, this is how much they would cost in order to field, but again, we get 2 free ones. So I'm going to put 1 conscripts in my starter area here, and 1 mortar team. I need a mortar. There we go. I'm going to put this mortar here. So now I've shown that this is a mortar team because I have that here. If they had any upgrades, we would use the blue dice to represent that. Units can also be upgraded in this game. That's what these areas are. They can be upgraded with experience, and they can be upgraded as they gain experience. You can spend it to unlock new abilities for them or better abilities. And then you can also spend munitions to also upgrade them in other ways. Like I can spend munitions on the conscripts to upgrade them to a flame attack. That's kind of cool. So I can give them a flame attack if I want to. But I have to spend 4 munitions to do it. Or the mortar team, I can give them 1 extra health if I spend 3 munitions during the supply phase. So there's ways to make your units better, which is nice. But again, that's only for that 1 unit. It's not for every single unit that you field. Okay. So did you pick 2 units that you want to field?
Yes, 2.
Okay, so 1 rifleman and 1 mortar team. So you're going to get... Let's see. The mortar team has a health of what? 4? Yeah, 3. And okay, so we want a mortar on here. There we go. And your rifleman team has a health of 4. Mm-hmm. So I already have that set up for you.
Cool.
That guy, is that knocked over?
What is this thing? Machine gun?
That's a mortar. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now you've got 2 units. I've got 2 units set up. Buildings start at 4 health. That's what these gray dice here are. Whenever we shoot at someone that's in a building, the building will also take damage. So even if she defends the attack with a roll, the building still takes damage. If a building's health falls to 0, any units inside are killed. But buildings or units inside a building, which is just represented by putting them on top. Mm-hmm. They get, I think, 2 extra defense dice whenever they're trying to defend something that they can defend against. Also, there's cover in this game, like in the video game. Some hexes have a little yellow shade here. I don't see any green ones, really. I think the green...
It's a yellow shade as well.
Right, all of those are yellow. The green ones are here from the building. So I think the heavy cover is the buildings in this particular map. Shrubbery in this game is like all yellow. Mm-hmm. So, and it's directional too. You'll notice that there's no yellow shade here. Mm-hmm. So if you attack me from behind, I'm not going to get that yellow shade bonus. It has to be directional. So if you're shooting through yellow, that means I get a bonus, basically. You're going to draw a line between the attacker and the defender. And if that line intersects a yellow shade, that means, well, I get a bonus defense die. So green shades or buildings mean 2 defense dice. The yellow shade is 1 defense dice.
Do these still count or no?
No, they do not.
So
These symbols, the inherent symbols on the board are ignored for this particular scenario. We're only focusing on the control points with the stands on them.
I see. Okay.
Okay. So I think... there's so much I didn't cover. There's just so much. So we'll just, because this is our first game, we're going to take this nice and slow, a little bit at a time. This is going to be a learning game. So the first part is the maneuver phase. Now, we're going to be taking turns, spending 3 CP each per turn. So I'm going to spend 3, or she's going to spend 3 first, and I'm going to spend 3, she's going to spend 3. The first player in the beginning of the game is just determined via dice roll, but I can let you go first if you want. It's up to you.
We can do dice rolls.
All right, so here, you roll a die, and I'll roll a die, and if you get a green, I got a red. What'd you get? Black. Sure, you win. So we'll just say that you won that. I think it's whoever rolls the most greens goes first, but red, yeah, whatever. So you get to go first.
Okay.
And the first player actually gets to choose. Do you want to go first, or do you want your opponent to go first? Yeah. In the future, that's important, because in future rounds, the first player is the person with the lowest number of victory points. Mm-hmm. And by the way, this is set up per the mission booklet. How much income you have and stockpiles. The mission booklet tells you how much to start off with. So would you like me to go first, or do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. So as part of the maneuver phase, you are going to spend 3 CP for the first turn. A unit cannot have more than 3 CP on it. So what you would do is you would put the cube in your hex that you want to move to, or there, wherever you want to go, and then move the unit to it. Yep, just like that. Now that unit has 1 CP on it at this point in time. It can hold 2 more before it's done moving for this entire turn. So now you've got 2 more to spend. So you can now use, okay, you're going to move, okay, great. So you move that one up. And you're going to move that one up. Great. So that's the end of your turn, the first turn for the maneuver phase. Now it's my first turn. I'm going to do much the same thing here. I'm going to 1, 2, and then just push this guy up, move him here. And then also move this guy up, put him here. And I'm going to put my mortar team here. Oh, just use that one. Okay, so now my first turn is, now we're back to you again. You have 3 more CP to spend. Keeping in mind that you can only have 3 CP on a unit at a time. So, would you like to do anything else? Now you can give up.
What does that mean?
That is your range for the mortar. The mortar cannot attack a hex directly next to it, but it can attack the hex 2 hexes away, 3 hexes away, or 4 hexes away. So using my unit as an example, I cannot attack this square here, but I can attack here, here, or here. Now there's something called sight in this game. You cannot attack a unit unless you can see it. And by default, the default sight is 2. So even though, let's say that your guy was here, okay? Even though I've got range, my weapon can hit you from here. But I cannot see you because my default range is 2. So I still, even though my weapon could hit you here, I can't shoot at you unless I have a unit nearby that can spot for me. So if this unit were here, yes, that is within range. So this unit is spotting for this unit, and now this unit can attack you.
Is it because you cannot see past the building? You can't spot for yourself?
Well, no, remember, the default range is 2 hexes.
Yeah, so...
The way sight also works is line of sight. You draw a line from the starter unit to the end unit. If there is a building intersecting you, then you can't see it.
Okay.
So yes, you're correct. This building blocks line of sight between these 2. So that's why this mortar could still not attack right now.
Okay.
Okay. So default sight is 2. Is that there?
Yeah.
Okay. And again, to answer your question though, yes, your mortar can hit very far away.
What is the invisible?
You don't have an invisible. But
The grayed out one there?
that simply means you cannot attack that particular hex. That simply, the mortars cannot attack directly in front of them.
Okay.
Remember, mortars shoot a rocket high up into the air, a little mini rocket, and they come.
Okay, so this just means adjacent.
Correct. Well, this means a range of 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got a range of 2 on your rifleman, a range of 2 to 4 on your mortar team, and Willie's Jeep can do 1 or 2 hexes away.
I see. Are we not allowed to look at that?
You can look at you can look at your buildings at any time. You just can't use them
yeah.
right now.
Okay.
So now it's your turn again.
I'll do 1.
Okay, so you're going to push that up. Okay.
I'll do...
What I may do is actually try and zoom in on some of that. I don't think you guys need to see our headquarter buildings. So we'll do that, and I'll zoom a little bit like that. There we go. You can see a little bit better. All right, so did you do everything?
Not yet.
Okay. Now, you don't have to spend... You can forfeit some of your green cubes and forego moving.
What does hoarding your green cubes?
You can't hoard. You have to spend 3, but you either spend it by moving something or doing something or forfeiting them. Forfeiting them just means you're giving up the action. Now, if I could make a recommendation, unless you're going to move that one there in the future.
I was.
Okay, you're good. You want to land there so that you can
Yeah.
capture that point at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. So now these guys are done moving. They've got 3 CP per unit. So now I'm going to use my second turn. I'm going to go something like 1, move this guy up. And the question is, do I want? I could get within 1, 2, 3. I don't think I could. No. Oh, I can.
It's
My mortar team is 4, so I could hit you if I was able to spot. which from here I can't. So I'm going to stay where I'm at and just move there. And then I'm just going to forfeit the rest of... I think I'm going to forfeit the rest. So I'm going to put 1 CP there. I moved up here, and that was it. And I'm going to forfeit the rest of these because I really don't want to move up anymore. So that ends that. And now we're on our third turn. You can't do anything. I can't. I choose not to do anything because I want a guy here so I can capture this, and I want my mortar team to stay behind this yellow cover. I could move. Well, I can't. I can only have 3 of these CP per unit, and I can only move here or here. So I guess I'm done. I guess we're both done with that. So now we've done the maneuver phase, and again, some of the other things we could have done with our CP was enter a building. I could have moved this guy into this building, but units in a building can't capture points. They can't be reinforced, that kind of thing, and there's no one within range anyway. Again, if I had a repair, I could have spent 2 CP on this if I had the CP to spend to build defenses, but I already have 2 CP on them, and I can't have 4 cubes on them. So I can't...
Oh, you could use these to build defenses?
Yes.
Oh,
Well, no, you're fine. Where you're at is good. Again, it's 2 CP to build one of... Assuming that your unit has the little wrench icon on their character sheet there. So my conscripts has the wrench icon.
So even though I have 3 of these here, I cannot build
You
anything?
can't, correct. Because again, a unit can have a maximum of 3 CP. So that means you would need to you spend 1 CP to move them if you wanted, and then the other 2 can be used to build a defense.
I see. Okay.
So think of it as time spent doing something.
I see. Okay.
Okay. So I could have, had I had a weapons team, I could have deployed it or packed it up. So there's a lot of things I could have done with CP here, but, you know, it didn't just make sense to do it. Okay, so I think we're done with that. Now we move on to the combat phase, damage phase. So we're going to check for pinned units, which there are none. Assign damage. Now, no one's in range to assign damage right now. No one can see each other. Because again, the default is 2 hexes. So no one can see each other right now, so we're really skipping the damage phase at this point. Now we're going to move on to the supply phase, where we capture control points, adjust incomes, collect stockpiles, and purchase units. So first, we capture stuff. So do you want to be red or blue? Doesn't matter. I guess I'll be blue.
No, because you're red, right? You have red capture.
It doesn't, well, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
You've got red, yeah. It doesn't matter.
Alright, I just don't want to get confused.
Well, there's no green flags in the game.
Yeah, but
So,
okay.
all right, so I'm going to put a flag on that, and you got a flag on that. So you captured that. Now we adjust our income. So based on what just happened here, I captured a manpower, you captured a manpower. Your income goes up by 1 on your manpower, and mine goes up by 1 on our manpower. Okay, and now we collect stockpiles. So you're going to collect 3 manpower, 1, 2, 3, 1 munition, 1 fuel, and no victory points. Same thing with me. I'm going to earn 1, 2, 3, and then 1, and then 1. And now we can purchase units and upgrades. So with our stockpiles, we can now take a look at our headquarters here. Now you can spend resources to unlock new buildings. You could just go ahead and just start purchasing right from your headquarters if you want to. It's up to you. I might go for another conscripts if I want. I kind of like this scout car. Can capture points and carry units. That would take 2 fuel, and I could unlock this. I could. I have enough to unlock it, but if I did unlock it, I could. Okay. You know what? Let's live dangerously. I'll go ahead and just unlock this right away. So this is 1 manpower and 3 fuel. This particular building here, building 2 of 3. And that was what? 3 fuel? 1, 2, 3. I'm out of fuel. But now I've got access to my second tier building. I can now build 76mm AT guns, a sniper squad, and a T-70 light tank. which has a rotating turret, which is what this little arrow is. It does both infantry damage and tank damage, anti-armor damage. This AT gun does 2 anti-armor damage, and the sniper squad does 1 infantry damage. It's also stealthed, so it can units have to be adjacent to the sniper in order to see it.
Basically, I'm screwed.
No, not necessarily. I don't have a whole lot of. I've got 6 manpower. I mean, I could try doing that.
Good stuff.
All right, I am going to. I spent this for the upgrade. I can also. We are given commander cards, by the way, in the beginning. You have 5 to choose from. You pick the one that you want and you lock it in. And you can do this at any time during the game. We picked ours ahead of time. But while the game is being played, you can hold off on choosing your commander, and then when you're happy with one that you want, then you can slot it in here. So we have these commanders already picked. So with that being, I'm going to go ahead and spend, I think, 5 on a sniper. Do I really want to spend 5 on a sniper right now? That's dangerous. I kind of want to go conscripts for a little while. Okay, so I guess what I'll do is I'll spend 3 of my manpower on a conscripts. So this means I'm going to get a new tray here and put 3 units in it. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put these guys at my spawn point back there. I could spend munitions to upgrade. I mean, I could spend, for example, I've got 3 munitions. I could spend the munitions here to upgrade my mortar to get 1 extra health, meaning I would put an extra squad member on this little tray if I wanted to. But I don't know if I want to do that. Okay. Let's go ahead and... I kind of want to build another conscripts, but... like just mass infantry attack. But that would severely deplete my ability to buy things on the next phase. So, like, part of me wants to hoard, part of me wants to, buy more stuff. I might just go ahead and do it. So, I'm going to take the last 3 manpower that I have, get more men out of the bag. 1, 2, 3. And that goes nearby. Okay, so I've spent resources buying stuff. What did you buy?
I upgraded my base.
Okay, so this is experience. That's separate.
Oh, sorry. I upgraded this thing.
That's what the... What do you mean?
Can I spend manpower to...
No. That's experience. You spend experience to upgrade that.
Dang it. Alright. How do you get experience?
You get experience by damaging enemy units 1 time per round and or blowing up enemy units. So you had what?
I see.
6 here? What were you? What did you end up doing?
I had 6. So okay, I spent all of it to do this and that, but never mind.
Well, no, hold on. What did you have before? Is this what you had before?
I had 3. No, yeah, I had 3 of this, but I spent it to upgrade.
Okay, so you spent 3 fuel and 1 manpower.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now I'll build a machine guy.
Okay, so you're gonna build a machine guy.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 manpower.
Okay, so that means you need a machine. Did you get a machine gun thing?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So that just gets right in there.
Yep.
Okay, so MG teams in the advanced rule set have to spend a CP in order to set up. Yep. Correct. Just like in the video game, it takes them time to set up. Yep. Pinning happens in this game, and when pinning occurs whenever I knowingly, during the maneuver phase, move into your deployed arc. If I move into your deployed arc, I become pinned. Pinned units can't attack, they can't do other things, they just kind of sit there and take damage. They can roll for defense, but they really can't do much else.
What is this here? I'm sorry, the blue icon?
The blue icon is the spot and attack ability. I'm going to have to look that up in a little bit. That is a special... reference that sight and range is what it says. Sight is, let's see if I have.
Maybe they reveal cloaked abilities. Or
no, there's no cloak. Let me take a look and. It's not. Yeah, the range that a unit can see by default too. If a unit has range longer than their sight, they will require an allied spotter to make use of their full range. Does that have?
I don't understand that.
Where's your MG team?
Their range is only 2.
Okay.
It's the same as this one, so I don't understand that.
Right. This die also has the extra range. So by upgrading them via experience, they gain an extra range. But in order to attack that third hex, you need a spotter to help you.
Okay.
Just like the mortar. The mortar can't shoot his 4 just willy-nilly. He needs a spotter to see. That simply says you can shoot an extra hex, but for the range that you cannot typically see, which is beyond range 2 hexes, then you'll need a spotter to help you see that third hex. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
At least that's what I'm making of it.
When you move, you cannot move through buildings, right?
Not through buildings. You can move into buildings, but not, yeah. When you move into a building, you cannot move out of it in that same round. That's another little tidbit rule. So we've spent stuff, and now we're back to the beginning again. We're on the maneuver phase. Now, who goes first? It depends on who has the least number of victory points.
Do we take our CPs back?
Yeah, you can take your CPs back. You refresh. Yep. Okay.
So the more units you have, the more CPs you get? Or
No,
how does that
it's
work?
still 3 CP per turn. Yep.
Okay, I see. Alright, so is it your turn now?
No, it's still the first player is determined whoever has the least number of victory points. In our case, it's a tie. Now we go by income. Who has the highest income, or the lowest income rather? We're tied. So now because of that, we roll a die, or I think it's 3 dice, something like that. I don't care. If you get a green, I got a green. Roll again. Red. Green, you win. Okay, so you get to decide, do you want to go first or do you want to go last?
You go first this time.
Okay, so that means I spend 3 CP as I see fit. I've got conscripts back there. I'm going to go 1... 2.
So that part is not draft. Like, it's not like you go, then I go, then you go. It's like 3 CP.
3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
Okay.
And then my third and final one I'm going to put in the building here.
Cool.
So I spent 3 CP on him. He's done. He can't move anymore, but he's now in that building sort of being, I don't know, he's reinforcing that point up there. So now you get to spend 3. That's what my units are gonna do. Blow up.
No. 1. And then 2.
Okay.
No, wait. 1. And then 2 here.
Okay.
And they still can't see you, huh?
No, they're 3 hexes away. So these guys cannot shoot at each other because they can't see each other. There's at least 2 hexes separating them. And it's also in a line too, right? I think it's in a straight line. I could be wrong.
Let's go 3.
All right. So, whoop. Taking manpower with you, okay. So now it's my turn. I'll go ahead and spend CP to, we'll go 1 and 2 and move this guy 3. All right, so that's my 3 CP.
1, 2, set up 3.
All right, so you got a machine gun team. Now, the way the machine gun team works, they arc from where they are along this black line here. So it reaches 2 hex out to here. So it reaches here
How do you determine what direction?
It's in any direction. It's just the arc is like from here to like where these black lines come out of this hex.
Oh, I see.
Is the arc.
Okay.
And anything in between at range 2 is caught by that machine gun fire. So your range
so
your range is here, 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 here.
Yeah, okay. And if it was flipped over, it would be black from here.
Correct. If it was, yes, correct. So you've got an arc. And these black lines here determine the arc. So it can hit here, 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 here. I know your head's like hurting right now.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you set up. So your machine gun team is ready to go. I wonder if there's a die for that. I don't know if there's a way to determine, like, just to keep track of that you're set up.
What do you mean?
Oh, this might be it. Whenever we should probably use this. This red die is a no fire die. That means while you're set up and running around, you can't shoot. So to keep track of that, this would have been on here to show that, hey, you can't fire because you haven't set up yet.
Okay.
But now that you set up, this would have gone away.
I see. Okay.
So I should have used that when you spawned.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got 3...
Do mortars set up like that or no?
No, it just says machine gun teams. I don't know if I think a mortar is not a machine gun team. I could be wrong, but...
Because I know anti-tank guns set up like that too? There was another one that sets up like that. I don't remember which other one.
Well, in the rulebook, in the advanced rulebook, I'll go ahead and pull that out real quick. The only reference to arcs in this, weapon teams, green units. Oh, you're right. No, the mortar does have the little red thing on here. So
what red thing?
There's a little red setup icon.
Oh, okay, the anti-tank gun.
You're right. So those should have also, again, this is our first game, folks. They should have had no thing. I had leftover command points from the previous turn. I would have used that to set up.
Yeah.
Did you?
But when you set up, you cannot run around.
Correct. When you're set up, you can't run.
Okay.
So I would have used a CP from the last turn, which I had extra left over to set that up. But you're right. That technically should not have... That should have had a die on it when it spawned too. Mm-hmm. And then these guys here, is that your mortar?
Yeah, those are not set up.
Okay. No. Did you have extra CP left over from a previous turn to set them up?
No.
Okay. All right, so I will...
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. No, it's a good point. We're learning the game. That's all there is.
It's your turn, right?
Yeah, I'm going to put my last guy here. And then this mortar is set up. 1, 2. So I'll just go 1 and then set this guy up in here. And that's 3.
You moved those and then those?
Yeah, I moved 1 cube I used for that, and then 2 cubes I used for that.
So you can split it.
You can split your cubes up any way you want to.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was like 3 per 1 unit.
No. You can put.
Okay.
You can put.
Yeah, I remember that. From the video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll use 1 to set up.
Okay.
And he can't run. Is there dice like to show that they can't run?
What do you mean? No, I don't think so.
No. Okay. So.
But he's set up, so that's fine. And then you should have...
I think that's all. Actually, can I place a sandbag?
With your wrench guy. Yeah. Do you have a wrench guy?
Oh, wait. Oh, can I do that? No, because they already have 3.
Correct. Your mortar team is the only one that doesn't have any cubes on it.
Yeah.
And your mortar team does not have the wrench symbol.
Okay. What is this grenade? Is that a grenade?
That is high explosive. That is a type of damage that they do.
Oh, okay.
And it's nasty.
Okay, I'm good.
You're good?
What does this runaway die mean?
The speed die is an upgrade for that unit. Not an upgrade, but it comes with it. And once per round, it gets a free movement without spending CP. So in theory, this one could move 4. 3 CP to move, and then 1 extra one. You would flip that die from the speed side to the spent side on this die here.
So everything here is its XP when it levels up or something?
No. The top row is what they come with automatically.
Oh, okay.
The bottom rows determine what their upgrades are. The one on the left with the metal is what they can get when they spend an experience point. The one on the right with the red munition symbol is what they can upgrade whenever they spend munitions.
What, you said metal. What's metal?
Experience. When they.
Oh, okay.
On the bottom left, do you see the little metal?
Oh, the metal. Okay.
Yeah, metal. As in like.
I think it's a metal.
No, medal of valor, medal of whatever. Yeah.
Okay, I see. I think.
No, again, this is your first game and my first game, so there's going to be a lot of questions and a lot of confusing things going on.
And this is XP, right?
That is XP.
And you can only have a max of 4?
Not a max of 4, but I don't think we're going to have a stockpile of experience.
Okay.
But if we need more, I'll get more out of the bag. But, yeah.
Okay, so you said this is the stuff that they upgrade to with medals. And what was this part?
The munitions, you can spend... You upgrade this side with experience, the left side, for that upgrade with using experience. The right side is the red munitions.
So you can spend that to upgrade?
Yes.
As
So
well?
you could spend 4 munitions on the rifleman to get either anti-tank or anti-infantry, another attack symbol.
I see.
So you can make them stronger.
That's crazy.
Okay, so you can spend these if you want. But you said you had nothing else to do with them?
Yeah, like you can only build or move with them, right? So I can't do anything.
With the mortar team?
Yeah.
You can't build with the mortar team.
Yeah.
But you can pack, you can unpack them or pack them.
Yeah.
And you're already unpacked. So unless you want to move.
I'll unpack and then repack and then unpack again. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Great strategy there.
Make it
Sounds like when I play the video game.
Yeah.
I can't make up my mind.
That's so true.
All right, so now we're on to the damage phase. And simultaneously, well, I guess we could do this in turn order too. We're going to assign damage dice if we're close enough. Are you close enough to do damage? Like,
can I do damage to the building with my rifleman?
You can. I would get... I can target you, and you can target me. Now, one thing that is unclear... based on the rulebook, and I've tried understanding this. I don't know if the 2 range has to be a straight line, or if it can go here, then here, and then like here. Does it have to be a straight line? I can't imagine it needing to be a straight line. So I'm going to assume that, you can attack me and I can attack you. So starting with the first player, which is me, I'm going to assign damage to whoever's in range and who I want to target. So because this is an infantry, I would do 1 infantry damage. So what I would do is I would put the infantry side die on the space that I want to attack. Okay, and this is where we'll get into how defense works and the like. And I don't see anything else in range.
My mortar can attack the building because my guys are spotters?
You could, absolutely. I have nothing else, though, that I can do with my units. So now you can assign damage. So you have an infantry within range, right? So you can put an infantry die up here to attack me.
Or attack the building, rather.
Well, it attacks me, too. It attacks both. Whenever you target a unit inside a building, and if you hit, then the building also takes damage. But buildings do not take damage from infantry.
Yeah.
They only take damage from, according to the matrix
flame.
From the flame and the high explosive. So when your mortar attacks the building, or my guys inside the building, that's when the building will possibly take damage. So you can now, using your mortar has what symbol on it? This little high explosive thing? So you can put a high explosive on this target as well. I'm just going to put them down here. So you guys are attacking here with infantry. These guys, mortars, are attacking these guys with the explosive. And my guys are attacking you with infantry. Okay. So Nothing else is in range. So now we resolve these dice. And this is simultaneous. So like if we resolve something and my units die completely, I can still spend my dice to attack you. So it's simultaneous damage.
Okay.
So one at a time we'll resolve these. Now let's look at the matrix. Infantry damage is almost instantaneous here. The downside though is that when it comes to buildings, I think I'm immune to that fire because I'm inside a building, right? My guys are inside a building, so I would be immune to that. Or no, I get a defense roll, I think. Again, I'm still a little questionable on this part of it. Let's do this first, the one I know. These guys are attacking these guys. Now, because infantry is not defendable against other infantry here, there's a little dash. That means it's an automatic hit. You do not roll at all for defense. So automatically, you would take 1 damage. And one of these guys would be, just laid down there to show that they've been hit. Now, the reverse, infantry against the infantry in building, that would also be an automatic hit. But in a building, again, that's cover, that's heavy cover. I would get 2 defense dice.
Yeah.
They would be represented by these 2 blue shields here on this this should be on here. But I will then roll 2 defense dice in response to that 1 damage that you're trying to do to me. I have no defense directly against it, but because I'm in a building, I get 2 extra defense rolls. So what I need to do, I need to roll 2 dice because I'm in heavy cover.
Why do you get 2 again?
Because in heavy cover, you get 2 dice, and light cover is 1 die.
Okay.
If I roll a green or a black, I block the attack. If I roll a red, I failed.
Yeah.
So all I need is 1, okay, I got a green and a red. So the green means I blocked 1 point of damage, red means I didn't block anything there. So 1 point of damage coming at me from infantry would have hit me, but I rolled defense dice and I managed to block that.
All of it?
Well, yeah, 1 damage from this guy into this guy, there's only 1 to block, and I rolled 1 block. I didn't do this yet. We're getting there.
Okay.
Okay? But in this example, 1 damage against this is all you had. We're resolving the 1 infantry damage. Okay? So again, 1 tried to get through to hit me. I was in heavy cover and rolled 2 defense dice. I rolled a green, meaning it blocked that 1 attack.
Okay.
But now we're going to resolve the high explosive, which is a lot more deadly. High explosive dice are a little different in the advanced rulebook. You roll 2 dice. I think you roll 1 die. Let me take a look here. Advanced rulebook. Yes, so roll 1. A green means it's 2 hits, a black is 1 hit, and a red is a miss. So go ahead and roll 1 die to see if it's a 2 hit, a 1 hit, or a miss. A red. So you actually missed the building with your mortar because of that rule. The high explosive damage is the only damage in the game that's random. A little bit of RNG there. And that kind of is like the video game. I can never get my mortar teams to hit my target ever. So I never build them. But in this game, you missed the attack. So this high explosive damage would not hit the building. It's safe. It didn't hit my units. They're safe. Okay?
That's fine.
So the only thing that really happened during this entire thing was your unit took 1 point of damage. Now, because I injured one of your squad in the advanced rule set, I would earn 1 experience. And this would go into my little box here. I know you guys can't see that, but 1 experience cube goes into here. And later I can spend that to either upgrade units on this here. I pick 1 unit and then give them this upgrade. Or I can start unlocking portions of my commander card. So experience is spent to either upgrade individual units or to unlock commander units or commander abilities. Okay? So that, I think, is everything for that phase. Again, we could have missed something very easily, but that's the gist of that. So now this guy goes away. He's got 3 left. I guess we'll take these back. So now we're in the supply phase again. And here we check to see what we've captured and our incomes and all that jazz. So we'll do that in a minute. Okay. So let's see what we got here. I've got 3 manpower still. You've got, okay, so you get 1, 2, 3. 1 munition, 1 fuel, no victory points. You do earn a victory point when you destroy an enemy unit, but in this case that didn't happen. I only injured 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. Okay, so we've adjusted our boards, and it's kind of hard to see because of the largeness of the table and everything that you need here. But we've adjusted our incomes appropriately.
What
and
happens if you're on the same hex?
You can never enter an enemy's hex.
Okay.
You can never land on a space that is occupied by another unit, typically. You can't even move through an enemy unit. You can move through your own units, but you cannot land on the same spaces as your friendly units.
Oh.
So, okay. So now we've adjusted incomes. We should have the same for the most part. Now we adjust incomes, collect stockpiles, which we did, and purchase units and upgrades. So now we can spend stuff to, again, buy more units or buy upgrades, whatever we feel like doing. So I guess the question is, what am I going to do? I've got 3 manpower. The only thing I can afford really is another conscript, so maybe I'll wait on that. I do have some munitions. What I could do is I could spend some of these munitions to upgrade. I could spend my 40 munitions to upgrade one of my conscripts to a flamethrower. Flame is a special kind of damage that bypasses cover and buildings. Building is a type of cover. So a flame unit can demolish and automatically hit anyone inside. Defense rolls don't do anything with flame. So they're a cool ability there. The only thing that flame does not affect are tanks, heavy units. The little red one here. But everything else is like a direct hit, which is crazy. But I don't think I want to spend any resources right now. I've got a lot of units on the board already, and I kind of want to save some resources. So
the wee little tank.
A wee little tank. Is there anything that you want to do? I could spend experience too to unlock something. Here's what I could do. I could spend my 1 experience, and that unlocks my first slot. It only costs 1 here. And my first slot unlock is Conscript Support Tactics. Conscripts can pay 2 munitions to gain an extra squad member. So I could spend these munitions here to give my guys, well, more guys.
Are these permanent?
There's what do you mean?
Munition spending?
That is only for 1 unit.
Oh, I see.
Not every unit of that type, but only you pick 1 unit and you buy the upgrade for that unit.
I see.
Just like in the video game, if you give an engineer unit a flamethrower, it doesn't give all of them flamethrowers, just that 1 unit.
Okay.
Same thing here.
Alright.
The question is, do I want to? Do I want to save the munitions for something else?
I'll spend all my munitions to give this guy this.
Okay, so you're going to give your mortar team an extra speed die. So the speed die goes here. This means that once per turn you get a free move.
Now, does that count after I set up? Or do I stop?
You would spend CP as normal to set up or to bring down. That gives you an extra movement.
Okay.
So, if you need the extra space to do stuff, you now have those options. I kind of want to save mine because I don't know what I want to do yet. So I'm going to just hold off on purchasing any upgrades, except for what I did with... I spent an experience to unlock my commander board, the first section of my commander board, but that's about it. Okay, so we are now on the maneuver phase for the next round. Now, this game could take a while because we're still newbies to it, so we're not going to show all of it. We may do like this last round here or maybe one more round after, and then we'll call it quits. The winner of the game is the person that gets the preset number of victory points, and that is determined in the mission book, I believe. Yeah, victory condition is 10 victory points. So whoever gets 10 victory points first would win. And as you can see, none of us have any victory points yet, but we hopefully soon will. All right, so you would like to go first because you have the least number of munitions in your stockpile. So you get to choose. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? And you want to go first?
Yep.
So you're going to spend some CP.
One to put here.
Okay.
Another one to put up here.
Okay.
And another one to place the sandbag.
Okay.
I messed it up a little.
So wait a minute. What did you do?
Sorry. All that here.
So you moved there and then set up a sandbag?
Yeah.
All right, so that would go something like this. They are directional. That gives you...
The pointy edge would be like right there, right?
Yeah, I believe they give you heavy cover, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
I'd have to look in the advanced rule set. But during combat, I'm pretty sure 2 directions. Sandbags have 2 purple health and are destroyed if any vehicle moves into hex. Sandbags do not stack with other cover. It doesn't say what heavy cover in 2 directions. Okay, so they are considered heavy cover.
Okay.
Which is good for you. Okay, so you spent all your command points with that unit. All right, so I'm going to. Okay, I might stay where I'm at. There. And these guys are also. Eesh. I'm gonna get demolished here. These guys are in for it. All right, so what I'll do is I'll spend 2 CP to put down my own defense. Here. Sandbags. They have the wrench as well. And then I get 1 more movement. I will, I think, move this mortar team behind this building here. Mortars can shoot up and over buildings, assuming they've got a spotter on the other side. So I'm trying to break line of sight. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So now you have. It's your turn. You can spend 3 CP.
Those guys are gonna get demolished. Okay.
Not necessarily.
I'll spend 1 CP to unload, or to
pack up.
To pack up.
Okay.
Another CP to move.
Okay.
Up here. And another CP to move here.
Okay. Now they cannot fire this round. Just FYI. Remember? Do you want to take that back? They just can't fire.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Not that, and I don't think anyone actually hit them anyway.
Yeah. Unless you move.
Unless I move these guys out, possibly. So what I'll do is, you've got a mortar over there, which you haven't used. So those guys, assuming I move them up, they could be in trouble. If I stay in the building, it's a bit more defensive. What I could do. Oh boy. I kind of want to stay where I'm at and then not. I like my defense, but the downside is I'm not actually earning anything in doing that. So what I guess we'll YOLO it, and I'll move out of the building and go 1, 2, and 3.
No.
This keeps me in range of your machine gunner that is not deployed, and I can shoot at it. And he can't get out of there because he's already spent his maximum CP. But I can't move either. So now it is your turn. You've got your 3 CP to spend.
Okay. I'll use 1 to pack.
Pack up? Okay. Now you have that speed die. That means that you can move an extra space, flip it over, and say that you've used it. That gets refreshed during the last round, or the last phase. Alright, so you move up there.
With the speed dice.
Okay. Now that just stays.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a permanent.
It's a permanent thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
it just goes to its red side for right now. And then,
Okay.
so you move there with your free boost, whatever you want to
My
call it.
second move, I'll go here.
Okay. And you're going to unpack with your third one?
Yeah, I guess.
You don't have to.
I could just barricade myself.
You can't barricade with a mortar unit.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Nor would you have enough CP to do so.
Really? With the one
You need
left?
two cubes to build a defense. Not
Oh,
fun.
so I couldn't have built that then.
I don't know what you did. I wasn't keeping track. It's two cubes to build one defense.
And you did that too?
Yeah, I stayed where I'm at and used 2 cubes to build the sandbags.
I couldn't have done that.
Oh.
Because I only used the 1 green dice. Or 1 cube.
Okay.
So I guess I was here. You know what? I'll just keep going. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm not going to prolong this game.
Well, what we'll do is we can stop soon, and then we can pick up where we left off later.
It's fine.
Okay. Okay. So
I'm just YOLOing it right
YOLO.
now.
Just look at all this command. If you were successful,
I'm not going to be successful. You have so much defense.
all right. I've got this left. I'm not going to move out of that building. There's no reason to, unless I move here and go after that victory point thing. But yeah, I don't see any reason to. Unless this guy is not, they're set up. Mm-hmm. These guys will automatically be pinned if I stay within its arc.
Unless I don't hit, like it's RNG, isn't it?
No, with this is a machine gunner, right?
No,
or is that the mortar?
that's a mortar.
Okay, the machine gunner's back. Okay, so I'm good. I can stay where I'm at. Okay. No, I think I'll just I'll just stay where I'm at and not do anything, whether or not that's good or not. All right.
Let's see.
So I'm going to forfeit the rest of my cubes for this third part. And now we move on to assigning damage. So there's a lot of assigning damage this time around. So this infantry, basically, I'm going to attack...
That's funny.
I don't like that mortar guy, but I kind of want to gang up on him. So I'm going to assign a infantry die to this one. With this guy, infantry against infantry. This guy in the building is 2 hexes away. I'm going to assign an infantry die to them. Mm-hmm. This guy is spotting for him, and this is 1, 2, 3 away, which reaches.
Nice.
So I may not hit though. That's the thing, and that may be overkill. So I might actually go for the mortar team and try and knock out more units, or I may just try and overkill. I'll do that. If I roll a green, then that'll wipe them out completely. Mm-hmm. And then these guys, I'm going to assign 1 infantry die to them. And now you retaliate. These guys are not set up to attack.
No.
These guys, who would you want to target? These guys or these guys?
Well, yeah.
These guys have heavy cover. These guys do not.
I didn't set up that way, though. I set up towards the heavy cover.
It doesn't matter. There's no direction when it comes to mortars.
Really?
Yeah. Mortars don't have an arc as far as I know.
I thought they did.
Weapon teams green. Oh, maybe mortars do. No, because weapon teams, mortar, anti-tank, and then machine guns are subsets. No. I think that machine gun teams are the only ones that have to set up. Again, I could be wrong about that.
These have to set up. The mortars have to set up.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they have to set up, but as far as like they don't have an arc though that they.
I know the anti-tank guns do for sure, because I remember that in Company of Heroes. I'm always trying to set it up, and it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I don't know about the mortars though.
All right, whatever.
Well, we'll figure. Yeah, again, this is our first game.
I'll just go for. You know what? I'll go for those guys. Why not?
Okay. All right, so you're going to attack this and this.
Yeah.
All right. So infantry die there. All right, and what about this guy?
Heavy.
This one here?
Yeah. Straight ahead.
Okay. All right. So now we resolve these dice a little bit at a time. And how do we do that? Okay, so let's just start on this side, work our way back. There's infantry against machine gunners. They're both infantry. So according to the matrix here, there's no defense. So this guy's gets resolved. Like him is shooting this one. So one of these is down.
Okay.
That counts as one injured. So I get a experience. And experience earned through injury only happens once a round. So the more if I injure any more, it's not going to give me any more experience. Only when I destroy a unit do I get more experience.
Really?
Yeah, that's just the rules. So this is resolved. This one coming from here is an automatic hit. Infantry against infantry, so one of these guys is down. So that gives you a white experience cube for your box.
The mortar is an infantry?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was... I'm getting my units confused. Okay, so this would be high explosive damage. My bad. So in that case, roll a die. And we'll see what it is.
So weird. It's weird that infantry can get an automatic hit, but a huge explosive grenade thing from a mortar is like, oh, I don't know if you can catch me.
Yeah, well...
Like, so weird.
Is that
Black.
a black? Okay, that's one hit.
Sure.
I have no defense against high explosive with infantry. So one of these is down. Again, you get that experience cube.
How do you read that thing again?
How do you
Matrix?
read it? You're attacking a green, you're attacking a green unit, right? Which is my infantry.
Mm-hmm.
I am resistant to tank. Or no, I'm sorry.
To flame, to explosive.
I'm not resistant to infantry, high explosive, or flame. So it's an automatic hit.
Explain it to me.
Okay.
Because I don't
No, I understand. All right. You're shooting with this.
The green guy?
Yes, your mortar is a green unit.
Okay.
See the heart icon on your
Yeah.
mortar team?
Okay.
That is green. So you look at the green row.
Oh, I see.
And when you look at the green row, you see that you can automatically hit an infantry, any high explosive, or I'm sorry. Now I'm getting confused.
So that was an automatic hit because it was an explosive?
Yeah, I have no defense against flame, high explosive, or infantry damage.
Okay.
So I get to roll. I don't get to roll anything because high explosive, I'm not immune. Like there's no defense against high explosive. If you hit me, you hit me.
Okay.
So I know it's confusing. I know. So I take 1 damage and you get that 1 experience cube. Okay. Now we resolve, let's see, these 3 dice here. So 1 infantry against 1 infantry, that's an automatic hit. And 1 infantry against this infantry is an automatic hit. There's no cover there.
Quick question. Is the building... Did I hit the mortar with the building?
No, you didn't. You missed. When you missed the before.
Yeah.
When you missed the units, you missed the building.
Oh, so it doesn't matter if this has a building icon in it. I don't automatically damage the building?
No,
with the
high explosive is the exception. You have to roll to see if you hit. In this case, you missed.
But I had a high explosion.
I know, but high explosive is special. You have to roll to see if you hit with it. In any other instance, it's an automatic hit.
Okay.
But in high explosive, you have to roll the dice to see if you hit.
Okay, so this doesn't mean anything then? Well, I don't understand what this means then.
That means that the building is immune to infantry and tank damage, but will take damage from high explosive or flame if it hits.
Oh, if it hits only.
Mm-hmm.
So these are if it hits?
Only
the dashes are...
The dashes are automatic. Again, the high explosive is a special case, okay? Infantry, when it comes to these dashes, it's an automatic hit. High explosives are special. They will automatically hit if you roll the die and it hits.
So I had to roll that die for any. So give me.
And anytime.
So anytime
you use a mortar.
unit,
Anytime you use a mortar.
I have to roll.
Roll to see if you hit. And if you do, then the automatic hits or come into play. I know you don't understand.
That doesn't make any sense to me. How is an automatic hit not an automatic hit?
There's two phases. There's two phases to a mortar. All right, let's do this. Regular combat. Infantry against infantry. There is a dash on the chart. Mm-hmm. It's an automatic hit. Yeah. Damage, dead.
Yeah.
That's regular, yeah. Okay? Mortar, special case. First,
I have to
roll. Did I hit him or not?
Okay.
Red is no, I missed. Black is 1 damage. Green is 2 damage. Now, I look at the matrix and go, who was I attacking? Was I attacking a light vehicle? Yes, I was attacking a light vehicle. They get 1 defense roll. So let's say that you were attacking, let's just, off the top, I've got a truck and your mortar was attacking the truck. Okay. You rolled a die to see if you hit it, and you rolled a black, which is 1 damage. So now you've determined that you're going to do 1 damage against this truck. Okay? Now I look at my matrix and go, oh, I'm a light vehicle. That means I get it's resistant to high explosive, so I get to roll a defense die to see if I block that 1 damage. So then I take a die and I roll it. If I get a green, I block it. If I get a black, I block it. If I get a red, I don't block it.
So why the heck would anyone pick a mortar if they have 2 chances of evading a mortar strike?
Because they're long range and there's a possibility of doing 2 damage. If you had rolled a green against this guy, yeah, he's resistant, but I would have to roll a die to see if, again, mortar versus vehicle. Light vehicle, right? You rolled a green, that's 2 damage. Now I roll, per the matrix, I have a defense shield. I roll a black, which is a success. But 2 minus 1 is 1 damage. I still get 1 damage on my truck.
Why is that 2 damage?
When you roll the mortar to see if you hit,
yeah.
Red is 0, black is 1, green is 2.
Okay.
So in this case, to see if you hit the truck, green, you rolled the green.
Okay.
2 damage. 2 damage incoming to the truck. I check to see, am I resistant to high explosive? Yes.
Okay.
I get to roll a defense die now.
Okay.
I roll it, I get a black. It's a success.
Okay.
2 minus 1 is 1.
Okay.
I still take 1 damage.
Okay.
Or, another example, mortar versus that. If you rolled a black, I check to see, okay, it's 1 damage incoming to the truck. Am I resistant to mortar fire? Yes. I'm going to roll this to see if I block it. I roll a red, fail. Mm-hmm. 1 minus 0 is 1. I take 1 damage. Mm-hmm. So there's 2 steps to a mortar. It's just the mortar has the possibility of missing, but also of doing 2 damage to its target. Okay. I don't make the rules. I'm just quoting what's in them.
Okay.
Okay? So, back to what we were doing.
So sorry, guys. I'm so sorry for those who actually understood it.
This is clearly not a game, I don't think, for her. It's not. This is why this is a learning game and why we're not going to finish it on camera tonight.
This is why I'm going to flip the table as soon as the camera's off.
So, okay. So, I resolved a die here. Infantry versus infantry. Can you resist infantry with an infantry? No. There's a dash.
Yeah.
So it's an automatic hit.
Yeah.
So that's 1. I moved a guy. He's dead.
Okay. That's fine.
This guy against this guy. Can you defend infantry? No, you can't. So it's an automatic death. I moved 1 over. Mm-hmm. Dead. Now my mortar is going from the side of the building. He can shoot over. Mm-hmm. I have to roll now to see if I hit you. So I'm going to take the die here. Roll it. It's a green die. I got it green. So it's going to do 2 damage against you. Does your infantry block high explosive damage. There's a dash no. So you take that 2 damage without rolling any defense. So this last guy is wiped out. And he's gone.
The mortar is the only one that has that
High explosive, yes,
exception?
correct.
Okay.
Unless there's another unit in the game I'm not aware of. So this unit is wiped out. I would get an experience cube for destroying that unit. So we're done there. Now you've got this die here that, again, simultaneous fire. Even though this one's out, you can still do damage if you can. Now, again, infantry versus infantry is an automatic hit, right? I can't, does infantry
But
block?
you have heavy cover.
I have heavy cover, correct. So 1 damage is gonna get through to me unless I'm able to block it with my defense dice.
Yes.
I would need to roll a green or a black.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah.
I have a black.
Okay.
And a red. So 1 damage minus 1 damage is 0.
Yeah.
The sandbags saved me. Had I not built sandbags, this guys would have done 1 damage. Because I wouldn't have had any defense dice to roll.
Okay.
That would have been an automatic hit.
I see. Okay.
So no damage to these guys. These guys are wiped out. I'm just gonna put these back here. Put these guys here. Okay. And all of these go away. All right. And now we clean up and we go to the supply part. You have captured a point. I've captured a point as well. So I get a blue one here, and you get a red one.
Should I take this one off?
No, you maintain points. You're fine.
Oh.
Just like in the video game, you maintain the points that you've captured. I'd have to go there
I see.
to take it away from you.
I see.
Basically. So with that in mind, I've captured a victory point thing, so my income goes up by 1. You've captured a fuel point, so your fuel goes up by 1. Your profit, your income.
Does this go up by 1 to our...
No, that has already gone up by 1 before.
Oh, okay.
We already adjusted
Only
that.
newly ones.
Only new ones that we've captured get adjusted.
So if we lost this, this would go back to
yes,
1.
if you had lost that point, your 3 would go back to 2.
I see.
Per the start of the game.
I see. Okay.
So now with that in mind, we now earn stuff. You've got 3 manpower, so that's 1, 2, 3. 1 munition, 2 fuel, and no victory points. I have 3 manpower, 1, 2, 3. I have 1 munition, 1 fuel, and 1 victory point. Now at this point, we would also buy units or upgrade using our resources. So for example, I could spend some points on my sniper squad if I wanted to, or bring in. They can capture control points. That's good. Okay. I might actually bring in a scout car, because why not? I could bring in a light tank, which is a red unit, and red units are resistant. So you're gonna bring in a tank?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one did you bring in?
I don't know. What is that? A mate Greyhound?
The M8 Greyhound.
Which one's that one? I don't even know if
It's the one. There's 3 of them there. You see the 3?
Oh, this one.
Pretty sure.
Sorry. Wait, that's a scout car, isn't it?
The Greyhound is a scout.
Is it?
Yeah, look at the round top on it. It's the same.
Oh, dang.
It's a light vehicle, I think.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh, look at the Jeeps. These are so cute.
The Jeeps are your Willys Jeep.
Oh,
They're like a medic Jeep.
I love it. They don't. Oh, their wheels don't.
They're not gonna.
Alright, fine.
My God.
That's fine. Alright, yeah, okay. That's fine.
All right, I will. I kind of want a light tank. I mean, just because.
I know, right? That's the only.
So I'm gonna spend 3 munitions and 3 manpower and 2 munitions, or 2 fuel rather, to get myself a T-70 light tank, which I think is possibly this one. Pretty sure. And these go on special hexes like this.
Oh.
Here. They go upside down, and then in between the 2 grooves. No, turn, yep. No. Yeah, like that. And you would rotate it so that it points in, right, just like that.
Oh, I see.
Direction matters with a vehicle. In the rulebook, whenever you move a tank, you can also give it one free rotate.
Oh.
So you could go like this, you see?
Yep.
You can go like this, and then rotate it a tick on the hex.
That's cool.
And it's important because certain vehicles can only shoot in certain directions.
Yep.
If we take a look at my light tank, this arrow on the top is a 360 turret when I'm attacking other tanks, other vehicles. When I'm attacking infantry, this straight arrow means I can only shoot at it if it's ahead of me. So, like, the turret for the infantry shot is fixed, but the turret for the tank is 360. So that's how they work. So direction is important with this. And I can also spend... I've got some munition points. I got 3 of those left. I could spend munitions to do other things. Do I want to? I could upgrade the light tank so that I can capture control points, but in doing so, I can't fire. And I don't know if I like that at all. Yeah, maybe I'll just end it there, and then I'll spend more on the next turn. So, I have 2 experience here. I could spend 1 experience to unlock my next commander unit, or ability, which is Conscripts may spend 1 CP to drop to the ground, gaining +1 defense dice this round. This unit cannot move until the next maneuver phase. So I can act, it's like a free barracks, or free sandbox rather. I just hit the dirt and I gain an extra defense die. It's light cover instead of heavy cover, but it gives me extra defense. I can hit the dirt. With 1 experience cube left, I can save it for another experience upgrade or unlock, or I could spend it on a unit if I wanted to. I can give my mortar team, for example, an additional attack, which I may do. So I'm going to spend 1 experience to upgrade this existing mortar team with another explosion attack. So when it attacks, it rolls 2 of these. It attacks twice. So as an example, normally I would assign 1 high explosive to a unit. This would allow me to assign 2 high explosive to a unit and then roll 2 dice to see if either hits. Okay? So I'm going to upgrade that unit there, and I think there is, this little chevron rank up thing I'm going to put on here to indicate that they've been ranked up, that they've been promoted. So I'm making my mortar team a bit more powerful right now. And I think that's all I can do with mine. And looks like Idly is now...
I had 2 units out.
Okay. Do you want to rotate your tank a particular way?
This way's fine.
Okay. Because in order to move, that means he's gonna move this way to start.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what you want.
I think. I can't move through buildings, right?
No. I mean, unless you go like... which way are you... Like, I don't want to ask you which way.
I want to go that,
okay,
that way.
You can do that. Yeah. Okay. I figured that. Just wasn't sure. Okay. So this gets refreshed back to its speed side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that ends the round. And now we're back to the maneuver phase again. And we'll stop here because I know you're getting fatigued.
You're so nice.
Uh-huh. I'm tempted to leave this so that we can maybe pick up where we left off, unless you're not interested at all. I guess that begs the question: what do you think of this so far? Knowing full well that you're new to it and I'm new to it, and there's a lot to learn. What do you think of what you've done or seen so far?
All right, I'll be completely honest.
Oh, good. This always works out well.
So, for those that like strategy and like hex games and tactical risk type, take that type games, this is wonderful. Like this is awesome. If you liked the video game Company of Heroes 2, you'll probably really like this. It has a lot of brain thinking and a lot of strategy movements, but the rules seem really overwhelming, and there's a lot of little things to learn, it seems like.
I will back you up on that. Again, I had to... Here's a mission booklet that contains information about resource like overlap arrows, starting incomes. This is just the one booklet. Mostly this has maps. But then there's like advanced optional rules, which I'm not even going to get into. These were removed from the other booklet because people thought that they were too much.
Oh my gosh.
So there's extra optional rules that make the game even more complicated than they need to be in this one booklet. And then you've got your basic rules here. And then you've got your experience and commander stuff, which I had to read over. And then the advanced stuff. So like there's rules all over the place. I wanted one book or maybe a cheat sheet in with this game so that I can go, okay, what can I do during the maneuver phase? What can I spend CP on? According to that booklet, I can do this, this, and this. According to that other booklet, I can do this, this, and this. According to that other booklet, I can do this.
Is there a FAQ in the back or anything?
Not in this. Well, there may be an FAQ, but I want like a reference guide that covers everything on one cheat sheet, so I don't have to keep flipping through 3 books to figure out what it is I need to know.
Yeah.
Or go to Board Game Geek or some other site to figure out what rule I'm missing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I need a cheat sheet, a reference of everything I can do on a turn across all 3 books. That's what this game is lacking. You're gonna run into situations as a new player. Wait, what happens now? I saw this somewhere. Flip through this. Well, I saw it somewhere. Where was it? You know what I mean?
Like this was really good, like the round sequence, but it needed to be.
There's not enough information. This is not detailed enough. I mean, there's going to be stuff,
This was too little, and all those books were too much.
Yeah, I needed a middle of the line, 2-page reference that just overviews almost everything I need to know.
Yeah.
That's what I needed for this. And it took me 2 days of reading through rules and watching videos to just get a handle on what you've seen so far. It's extensive.
It took me 2 days to really get the courage to sit down here and play.
It was intimidating, to say the least, for her.
I think I like that it's a little bit varied. Like you can have optional rules. I like that you can have optional maps and optional units and commands and commanders. I like all that. But this is not my type of game for sure. I'm too simple of a girl.
Well, did you like X-Wing? Because you did X-Wing very well. I mean, granted, you didn't get a lot of the strategies in X-Wing, but you grasped it fairly quickly. And you got the hang of it, and you were actually somewhat excited sometimes to build your own team.
Yeah.
X-Wings is a miniature game. This is, at its heart, a miniature war game. So this is sort of like your introduction. This is my introduction, too, to a miniatures war game. I typically don't play games like this, aside from X-Wing and Armada. I don't play these kind of games.
I'm not good at the whole moving around and flanking and hex-based. I'm not good at chess. I'm not good at Stratego. And if you're the type of person that gets really... that doesn't understand the whole flanking business and how to move and how to be strategic, then this game will, frustrate you like it does me. The reason I like X-Wing, though, is because of the cards. I liked the cards, and... I still don't understand it fully, but I like the deck building. I like the dice. I don't like the rules that come behind the dice, though, because it doesn't make sense to me. This chart doesn't make sense to me. The dice, having them be instant does not sit well with me. Dice are meant to be rolled, not just meant to be
Dice in this game serve as both a status effect marker and they're only typically rolled during defense.
Yeah.
Except during the high explosive damage offense part, where you roll to see if you hit in the first place.
Yeah, that makes my eye twitch. I can't. No. No, senor.
Okay. On my end of it, I like it. But again, this is a very niche audience kind of game.
Yes.
If you've played the video game, some of you may go, well, I've got the video game. Why would I spend a day learning this, then hours setting this up, when I can play the video game and get a match over within 30, 45 minutes and be done with it? There are some people that are going to think that way. And there are other people... She's raising her hand. There's other people that are going to go, well, you're not understanding the tabletop experience. Playing a video game and a board game are two separate things. When you play a board game, you're interacting with people face to face, and you've got a larger than life battlefield in front of you. And some people like that, all of these cool miniatures, they love that over a digital screen.
Yeah.
So I can understand both sides of the coin here. This is more of a setup and investment, board game versus video game, absolutely. Video game you can jump into, play it. You're getting the same thing here, but it's an investment. You gotta spend the time to learn the extra nitty-gritty stuff.
Not only the time, but the extra components.
Yeah, and the space as well, like the table space. I have a 3.5 by 3.5 table, and this is the smallest map. In order to play some of the other, the medium maps would take up this entire table. I would need a floor large enough to do this. So what concerns me is if you're pressed for space, you're not going to enjoy the full features of this game. And like X-Wing, this game comes with a number of different packs that you can buy. And actually, they're not available. I think they're all sold out at the moment. I think 1.5 is being it's reprinting as 1.5 edition. But anyway, like still, like this requires a lot of time and table space. So again, a niche audience there. This is going to appeal to a certain kind of gamer. And if the table space and if the time commitment is a problem, I recommend sticking to the video game. It's cheaper too. This game is going to be $100 plus, I'm sure.
Yeah.
With all the different things that you can buy with it, all the different packs. There's one of two options we could do. We can either save this for another day, or I can look into the solo co-op, and then this will just be a wash. And then we can try the solo co-op in the future, assuming that it doesn't require a map that is bigger than my table. If it requires a medium map, we're kind of screwed because I have no room for it. Unless I clear off a second table, bring it over, and I would have to clear off that table over there, bring it over.
I'll clean the floor really, really good. We have a beautiful wooden floor. It looks just like a table.
Sure.
That we can put on the floor.
All right. So, like, I would play this again. It's just the issue is just with me, it's the time. I have so many other games to cover, and my schedule is busy. My medical issues. It's difficult for me to stand here and do this on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It's so much.
So someone that wants a quick casual game, this is not it.
No, this is a commitment. I do love the miniatures though. Like, these are really cool. And there's stickers that come with the game. If you want to see more of the components, check out my unboxing videos. You can see more there. It covers everything there. But yeah, I like this. There's a lot of good stuff here. It's just, again, it's really a niche thing, honestly, in my opinion. This is not a casual, hey, Dad, let's just, or hey, Grandma,
I'm bad enough at the video game already, and this is like 100 times more confusing.
Yeah, it can be. There's a lot of thinking involved. There's more thinking involved. What with the ranges and
the cover system.
The cover system in Company of Heroes is automatic. You don't see the numbers behind in the background. In this game, you do see the numbers via dice. That's one of the main differences.
Yeah.
But
one thing that kind of made me wonder too, like, are there mines in this one?
Not in this.
Can you plant mines? No.
Well, if you can, I haven't seen it.
Because I was wondering, because in the video game you can plant mines, but you have to be stealthy about it. With this, you kind of can't really be stealthy at all. Like,
yeah, I don't think mines. What you can do is you can place barbed wire, and that prevents units from crossing between hexes. You can the anti-tank, whatever these are called.
Aren't they caltrops?
Caltrops are small. These things are huge. Caltrops are like something small a person would drop.
Elephant trops.
Sure.
Instead of cow trops.
Whatever. Wow.
Cow.
Wow.
Get it. So yeah, I mean, I'm so bad at strategies. I'll probably end up putting this like all the way in the edge, like on my side or something.
No. She doesn't give herself enough credit.
I'm so bad.
But I think we've made our points.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of potential here. It's just, again, you need the time and commitment and space.
I wouldn't mind trying the co-op. I think that would be fun.
All right. Well, again, assuming Assuming I don't kill myself tripping over this cord.
Assuming that you just carry me the whole game and I just build things.
Yeah.
I'll let you move.
So, Company of Heroes. Again, it gets a thumbs up from me, but very situational, in my opinion. If you guys haven't already subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube, that way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vincent Idley. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Hi, guys.